Good morning everyone, this is Keith McMahon from Venue View Virtual Tours. Over the last few weeks I've been asked by one or two people about some of the video content that we have produced, some of the workflows, some of the tutorials, because people are wondering how they can create that kind of content for themselves and, more importantly, is it expensive to do so? So the reason for this short tutorial is just to show you that it's absolutely free. There's some great software out there that's completely free to download, and hopefully within 5 or 10 minutes of looking at this tutorial, you'll be able to start recording content like that for yourself. So the tutorial is going to take about 5 minutes. We're going to go through lots of things, so we'll get started and we'll go through every aspect of what you need. So I'm going to start by showing you the software that I use to record all of our screen captures, all of our on-screen content. And that's a piece of software called OBS. If you type obsproject.com into your address bar, you'll be faced with this screen. You can download it for Mac or you can download it for Windows. It's a great piece of software. And as I said, it's completely free. So when you first download it, you'll be faced with a page which can be a little bit confusing, but don't let it be. I'll show you exactly how this works. So this is the screen that you are faced with when you first download OBS. It's currently in use and we're operating on a screen capture system, which is why you can see everything in the middle there is a recording of the screen that's on the screen that's on the screen that's on the screen. So you can see it going all the way back in a tunnel. Before you get started, I'm just going to show you one or two things about the settings that you're going to need to bear in mind before you start. So we're going to click on the settings button on the right hand side here. So really there's just 2 or 3 things that you need to bear in mind before you start. So you need to know where you're going to record your content. So if you just click on output, recording path, and just make sure that it's pointed towards the folder that you want. As you can see, ours is currently on the desktop. The default recording format on OBS is FLV, whereas I prefer to use MP4, or you may prefer to use MOV, but this is where you change that. FLV for me isn't very usable, so one of the first things that you would need to do is just change this to the file format that you require. The other things that I generally like to do, just for ease of use, one will be the hotkeys. As you can see, I've only got one hotkey set up, and that's the space bar. So all you need to do is just click in here and just highlight the keys that you want to stop and start recording. As you can see, in this case for me, it's space bar, which is exactly the same as it is for things such as YouTube. And the only other thing is audio. So you'll be able to hear this audio is quite clear, quite crisp. I'm using an external microphone called a Blue Snowball. You don't have to use an external microphone, but I'll give you a quick demonstration as to why you should. I've now clicked on default. You will now hear that the quality of the audio has changed massively because I've now switched to the default microphone inside the Mac. And it's a bit further away, the microphone's not as good, probably sounds quite tinny. And I'm not sure about you, but whenever I'm faced with sound like this, I very quickly turn off because, in a nutshell, it's annoying. So I'm going to go back to the Blue Snowball, which is quite inexpensive. It provides a much better quality of audio. I think you can get the microphone on Amazon for about 70 quid. You don't have to pay that much. There are other microphones out there, but I find this one really good. The audio quality is great and it's very robust. So that's pretty much it from a settings perspective. The only other thing that you need to do before you started would be to decide which piece of content you wanted to be recording. So there are 1 or 2 options on here. You've got things such as display capture, which is what we're recording from right now. You've got things such as window capture, which would just capture everything within a particular window that you want to record. That's also really useful. There's lots of other options on there, but to be fair, the only ones that I use is the display capture and the window capture, but feel free to have a little play around on those. So as you can see, we're currently recording everything on screen at the moment. We're not going to introduce any new windows because I'm quite happy with the display capture that's recording everything on screen. So I'm going to show you how this works. So now you'd be faced with everything that's on my screen. The venue view window has opened up. You can make that bigger or smaller depending on what it is that you want to show people. And everything that you open up within this window, whatever page you go to, will be seen by your viewer. So there you go. We're going to move over to hotel tours, venue tours, and go back to the home page. So even if you open up a new window, everything gets seen by your viewer. So it's just something to bear in mind. Everything you do gets seen. So even if I open this up into a full screen mode, you'll still be able to see everything that I can see. So from a visual perspective, it's very impressive and customers get a really big overview of what it is that you're doing. You can also open up all of your features. Anything that you would normally do when you're demonstrating or showing things to people, you can do from this screen capture. It would also open up any new windows. I know that there's a menu here at the hardy in, so that would then open up as a new window and the viewer can see everything that you can see. So you've been watching everything that I've been recording, and you could, as I said, be doing the same thing for your customers as well. Live here on the desktop, you can see that this video here is the one that I've been recording now, and it's still recording loud, so it won't let me open it. The one above is one that I've done previously, so when you get to a point where you have content that you want to share, it will then be on there. It'll be on your desktop. You can then share it as you see fit with whoever you wish to. So just a very, very brief tutorial. What I would normally do on the back of recording this content is I would open it up in iMovie and I would create a short video, put some titles at the beginning, some titles at the end, maybe a little bit of audio, and I'll show you how to do all of that on a separate iMovie tutorial. So if anybody wants any help with this, I'm more than happy to give you some support. Send me a message on Facebook or email me on keith@venueview.co.uk and I'll be able to help you in any way that I can. So thank you for taking a look at this short tutorial. Any questions, please feel free to get in touch.